There are 13 signs your dog doesn't love you, even if you think they do. One of the most common signs is showing no interest in cuddling or physical contact. Cuddling is like sharing a warm, fuzzy blanket of love and affection, isn't it? Dogs usually adore cuddles, snuggles, and the closeness they share with their owners. But if your dog seems distant and avoids cuddling or any form of physical contact, it might be a sign that they're not feeling the love. Not all dog owners realize this, but a lack of interest in physical affection can often be a red flag in the dog-owner relationship. When a dog avoids cuddles, it's like they're keeping their emotions and affection under a locked gate, feeling uncertain about sharing them freely. The signs when your dog ignores you are the worst, and we'll talk about some others later. But there's another sign your dog doesn't love you: if he doesn't respond to your calls or commands. Here's the thing. Obedience and responsiveness in dogs are like the foundation stones of a respectful and loving relationship. When a dog listens to you, responds to your calls, and follows commands, it shows their respect, trust, and attachment. But what happens when your dog turns a deaf ear, ignoring your calls or commands consistently? It might be like a subtle protest, indicating that something might not be entirely right in your relationship. When a dog ignores your call, it's like they're saying, "I'm not feeling motivated or connected enough to respond." It's crucial to foster a relationship where your dog feels encouraged and happy to obey your commands, seeing you as a loving leader. But even when your dog is well trained and responds to your commands, he can still not love you and show it by avoiding eye contact. You know, eyes are powerful tools of communication. They convey feelings, intentions, and information without uttering a single word. And this is true in the dog's world too. Eye contact between a dog and its owner symbolizes trust, confidence, and a strong bond. But have you ever noticed your dog avoiding eye contact? If so, you might feel a pang of unease, wondering, does my dog really love me? Here's a surprising fact. Dogs avoid eye contact when they feel stressed or anxious, which can be a sign of discomfort or a lack of affection in their relationship with you. Imagine having a friend who avoids looking into your eyes. It would seem a bit strange, wouldn't it? Similarly, when your dog avoids eye contact, it's like they're trying to escape an uncomfortable situation or trying not to challenge you. It's their way of saying, "Hey, I'm feeling a bit uneasy here." This subtle behavior is easy to overlook, but it's essential to notice it and try to understand what your dog is trying to communicate. Dogs have a special way of telling us how they feel without words, and their tails do a lot of the talking. Imagine a dog's tail as a happy flag that wags when the dog is joyful and excited. But sometimes, you might notice that a dog's tail is not wagging much. This could mean the dog is not feeling too happy or connected at the moment. For example, my friend has a dog who is usually very lively. When the dog is around people it knows and likes, its tail wags a lot. But when the dog feels uncomfortable or not connected, its tail doesn't wag much. It's like the dog is telling us, "I'm not feeling great right now." It's like a secret message from the dog, and it's important to pay attention to it. We should try to make the dog feel loved and comfortable so that the friendship between us and the dog can grow stronger and happier. Another sign is if your dog doesn't get excited when you arrive home. Have you ever experienced a warm, wagging welcome from a dog? It's a delightful shower of affection that makes dog owners feel loved and special. However, what if the excitement fades and your dog doesn't seem thrilled upon your arrival? It could mean more than just an off day. Sometimes it reflects the strength and warmth of the bond you share with your furry friend. When a dog doesn't get excited, it might be saying, "I'm not feeling the usual joy and comfort in our relationship right now." It's a sign for the owners to pause and pay attention to their dog's emotional well-being. Same as not being excited when arriving home, keeping distance in general is not a good sign. Imagine walking into a room and your dog keeps a deliberate distance, almost as if there's an invisible barrier keeping them away. It's kind of disheartening, right? The distance a dog maintains can be a quiet yet powerful communicator of their emotional state and feelings towards the owner. When a dog constantly keeps away, it's like they're whispering, "I need some space," signaling a possible disconnection in the relationship. Now, not all distance is a bad sign. Sometimes dogs value their independence and space, just like us humans. But when distance becomes a consistent pattern, it's worth paying attention to. It might mean that the warmth, trust, and affection in your relationship needs a little boost. When you think about it, it's obvious that it's not a love sign if your dog doesn't want to be near you. The next one we're talking about is also not an obvious one. But first, if you love your dog and want to become the best dog owner, subscribe to Wolfish so you never miss out on any of our future videos. Okay, when your dog eats away from you, it's a sign he doesn't love you. Sharing a meal is like sharing a moment of companionship and unity. In the doggy universe, mealtime can also echo the vibes of social bonds and connections. Dogs, by nature, often exhibit social eating habits, turning mealtime into a shared experience of community and togetherness. But picture this: your dog choosing to eat alone, away from your presence. It feels like a bit of a closed door, doesn't it? When a dog chooses solitude over company during meals, it might be a subtle curtain drawn on the warmth of their relationship with their owner. It's as though they prefer the silence of their company over the shared experience of eating with you. Also, not seeking comfort from you is another sign. Imagine a stormy night filled with thunderous clouds and lightning. In these moments of fear and anxiety, dogs often seek comfort and solace in the presence of their loved ones. They look for a reassuring touch, a comforting voice, and the warm presence of their owners. But if your dog doesn't seek comfort from you in stressful situations, it could be like a silent echo of their internal emotional state. Not seeking comfort might mean your dog doesn't view you as their pillar of support and safety. It's like they're unsure about finding the warmth and reassurance they seek in your presence. Building a bond where your dog feels secure, supported, and comforted in your company is essential. A relationship sprinkled with love, understanding, and empathy often blossoms into a beautiful bond where your dog sees you as their safe haven, filled with love and comfort. Of course, if your dog doesn't seek comfort from you, it can be heartbreaking. But if he also stops playing with you, it gets even worse. Playtime is more than just fun and games in the doggy world. It's like sharing joyful chapters of love, bonding, and mutual understanding with their human friends. Play is the melody of happiness, curiosity, and affection in a dog's life, echoing the warmth of their relationship with their owner. But when the melody fades and playtime becomes rare, it could be a silent tune of a less than loving relationship. A lack of play might mean that the joyful bond is feeling a bit weary and lackluster. It's like your dog is saying, "Our relationship is missing the fun and happiness it used to have." The next thing might be tough to notice, and it's often overlooked by dog owners. Here's a mysterious case. If your dog doesn't seem interested in your smell, it could mean that he's not feeling close to you. This is a small sign that is easy to miss. Dogs use their noses to understand the world, and smelling is how they know who is a friend. Imagine if your dog didn't care about your smell. It would be like they're not as connected or friendly with you anymore. Not caring about your smell can be a quiet way for dogs to show they're not happy or comfortable. The next clear sign is if your dog doesn't defend or protect you. Dogs are often the silent guardians, the watchful protectors of their owner's world. Their nature often carries the flame of protection, ready to defend their loved ones against threats. But let's unfold a different page. A scenario where your dog doesn't step up to defend or protect you. It feels like a bit of an empty fortress, devoid of the warmth of protection and care. A lack of protective instinct could be a whisper of a missing layer of affection or attachment in your dog's feelings towards you. It's like their guardian spirit is in a deep slumber, not fully awakened by the bond of love and loyalty. Of course, if your dog doesn't protect you, that is hard. But this next sign is even worse, and it can really hurt you emotionally. When your dog shows more love to other people or animals than to you. Dogs usually have many friends, and they share their love with everyone they like. But imagine if your dog starts liking someone else more, making you feel left out. It's like your dog is happier with someone else, and your friendship with them is not as strong as before. When a dog does this, it feels like they're moving away from being close to you. But if you understand what they need and make them happy, your friendship can be strong again, filled with love and care. So many dog owners are just focused on the emotionally hurting issues that they forget about the really bad ones. And this next one is a really alarming sign. I'm talking about your dog acting aggressively toward you. Aggression in dogs is a clear sign that something is wrong. It's like seeing a scary thunderstorm in their behavior. When a dog is aggressive towards its owner, by growling, snapping, or even biting, it shows that the dog is upset or uncomfortable. This behavior is like a loud warning bell telling us that the dog doesn't feel understood or trusted. The aggression shows that there are problems that need to be fixed, like tangled vines in a garden. It could be because they're scared, in pain, or feeling troubled. Of course, not everything is a sign that he doesn't like you. Maybe he is just upset with you. Yes, dogs can be too. Or he is having a bad day, and it has nothing to do with you. And speaking of your dog being mad at you, get to know these signs your dog is mad at you and watch this next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.